Everything you've ever learned about marketing and advertising is wrong. A new approach to marketing your shredding or RIM company. Hi, my name's Jim Sullivan, and I'm a business growth strategist with Shred Marketing. Since 2005, Shred Marketing has been creating comprehensive marketing programs for shredding and records management companies that produce very predictable and extremely profitable results. In the short time we have together in this video, I want to teach you our system for marketing and innovating a shredding or records management business. But let me start by explaining why I think that everything you've learned about marketing and advertising is wrong. The reason I can make this bold claim is because chances are your shredding or records management business is using a strategy that was designed specifically for Fortune 500 companies with millions of dollars to spend on advertising. You see, most national companies use what we call the creativity and repetition strategy to sell their products and services. Their strategy is simple. They use slogans, jingles, and humor in their ads to grab your attention, that's the creativity part, and then they spend millions of dollars to run the ads and repeat their message over and over again. That's the repetition part. Eventually, this creates what ad agencies call brand awareness. Now, Fortune 500 companies know that if they spend enough money on marketing and advertising, that prospects will remember their brand. And then when their prospective customers need whatever products and services these companies sell, their prospects will be much more likely to buy from them instead of from their competitors. That's why when I say something like a good neighbor, you'll automatically think State Farm is there. Why? Because you've heard it hundreds, if not thousands of times in your lifetime already. How about if I said the best part of waking up is, yes, you would think, Folgers in your cup. Now, you don't have to agree that that's the best part of waking up, but again, you've heard it so often that these brands and these companies are creating this brand awareness because they've got tons of money to spend. Now, if you're old enough and I said something like, Winston tastes good, there is no way you wouldn't be able to complete that phrase. And when I say old enough, probably 55 and up, let's say, and I said Winston tastes good, you would automatically think like a cigarette should. Now, here's something very interesting. You'd still have it in your head even though that ad, they can't legally advertise cigarettes on radio or TV anymore since 1971, beginning of 71. So it's been off the air for over 45 years, and it's still in your head because of brand awareness. Now, but here's the problem with copying this Fortune 500 creativity and repetition advertising strategy to try to grow your shredding or RIM company. You're not a national brand with millions of dollars to spend. So when you try to employ this strategy, this creativity and repetition strategy, to create brand awareness for your brand on your limited budget, it just doesn't work. Think of all those brands that you're used to, and really the three that I just mentioned. If you'd only heard those slogans a couple times, there's no way you would remember them. So your customers are just not noticing your brand, and to try to use this strategy is just a tough way to make it work. That's why we say, here's how you should market your business. Determine what your prospects' hot buttons are. Again, the important and relevant issues to them. Educate them as to what constitutes the best deal in your industry, shredding or record storage industry. Show them quantifiable proof that your business, you guys are the ones that offer that best deal in terms of overall value. And then communicate it to them in a way that they'll pay attention to, believe, and take action on. Now, we have a 21-step system that we employ for all our Shred Marketing clients to achieve this, but in the interest of time in this short video, I've broken our steps down to 3 simple steps. Have something good to say. In other words, make sure that you have a great company that you can talk about. Say it well. Writing marketing communication pieces that effectively communicate your message. And then say it often, the frequency of communication. And I want to address all 3 of these. And when I say have something good to say, again, you've got to make sure that you're running a great company and you have something that you can market, something that's quantifiably different than your competitors. So what we recommend that you do, and what we do for all our customers, is survey your own customers and prospects to determine their requirements. Look at their hot button issues. What's important to them? Why did they choose your company over perhaps some of the other options they might have had? If they switched from another shredding or record storage company, why did they switch? And if they could change anything in the industry, what would they change? Ask them those types of questions. If you want to forego that and just take our hot buttons, here's another approach you can look at. In our research, these are the things our clients' customers were telling us was important to them. Information security, great customer service, they want a fair price, the employee background and appearance of the drivers coming in, insurance protection, and some form of guarantee is the feedback we're getting. Record storage is pretty close to that. Information security, timely file access, fair price, again with the employee background and appearance. Environmental safety came in a little higher than you might expect. Our early clients kind of skewed this a little because it was at a time in Florida where there were a bunch of hurricanes, so so it was more on people's top of their mind. But and then some form of guarantee. Now you can look at these and use our hot buttons, or again do your own research. But what we recommend you do is take each hot button, the bullet points that we talked about, and make two lists. The first list would be things that you currently do in your business to satisfy each one of those hot buttons. And then perhaps look at a second list of innovations if you're not measuring up to those hot buttons where you could satisfy each hot button. So some of the innovations you could possibly make. And here's what I'm talking about. Be very specific as to how you satisfy each hot button. For example, in information security, try to flesh this out. What's your information security record? If you're a shredding company, for instance, you could say we've shredded 10,479 tons of documents and never compromised a single client file, something like that. If you're NAID certified, talk about NAID certification and what that is and why it's important. Whether you're an on-site shredding company or an off-site shredding company, if you do just one or the other, you really should be able to make a case at this point where that method of shredding is more secure than the other method of shredding. Again, whether you're on-site or off-site, you can really, if you think of yourself as a lawyer building a case for one or the other, you could easily build a case for one side or the other side. You should include that in your marketing and advertising. And when you're saying have something good to say, those are some of the points, as well as employee background tests, drug testing. Again, this is just for information security. What we're recommending you do is go through each one of those hot buttons and kind of flesh them out. What do you specifically and quantifiably do to satisfy each hot button? Avoid non-quantifiable claims. Don't make just general statements. For example, if we're talking about great customer service, don't look at, our customer service is great because we treat our customers with respect. We listen to your concerns and we strive for the best customer service. Those are all, and we'll get to in a second, but those are all platitudes. Those are things that everybody says that are not quantifiable, that when your prospects hear them, it really goes in one ear and out the other. They just don't, it's not that they don't believe it, it's just that they don't really pay attention to it because it's kind of what everybody says. You need to quantify your claims. So be very specific on how you satisfy each hot button. So for the same example, in great customer service, how about when you call us, you'll never get voicemail. You can speak to a live local customer service rep and get an immediate answer to your question and concern, or we're on time or your service is free, or a money-back guarantee for if you're not happy with our service. Again, how can you quantify each hot button? And in this particular case, great customer service, you've really got to flesh out each one of those hot buttons. So to have something good to say, so when you go to write your marketing communication pieces, you'll have kind of ammunition that you can use. Again, go through the same process for all the hot buttons. Now, if you don't have specific quantifiable ways that you satisfy all these hot buttons, then it may be time to innovate. So you might want to brainstorm with your staff on how you can innovate your business to satisfy each one of these hot buttons. So when you begin writing your marketing and advertising, you'll actually have something good to say. So step number 2 is saying it well. And the goal as you're writing any marketing communication piece is to build a real case for your business so that prospects will choose you over your competitors. I'll share the formula we use in just a second on how to create any marketing piece to ensure that we say it well. Now, this formula is used not just for ads. I'll call it ads, but an ad really, in this case, is for all your marketing communication pieces. So here's our ad creation formula that we use. We interrupt. Just like the Fortune 500 company guys, you've got to grab attention. If you don't grab attention, all is lost. They've moved on to something else anyway. So you want to interrupt, and you do that if it's a printed piece or a web page, that type of stuff, brochure. It's in a headline. It's the first thing they see. You've got to grab their attention. Then we want to engage them with a subheadline. Getting those people that we did grab their attention, we want them to remain interested, and we do that with a subheadline. And then educate, giving them enough information so the prospect can feel like he or she can make the best possible decision. And then an offer, getting the prospect to take the next step. To take action on the information that's already been given. And we recommend 2 types of offers, by the way. We recommend an informational offer for the folks that aren't ready to buy right now and are still looking and comparing their options in shredding or record storage. And an incentive offer, some sort of either discount or free trial or something that will make them want to pick up the phone, call you, or fill out a form and contact you. So that's what we look at in any marketing communication piece we do. Interrupt with a headline, engage with a subheadline. We educate them, give them the information they need to make the best decision, and then we do 2 types of offers, an informational offer and an incentive offer. And what I want to do is I want to share with you how this looks in an ad. This is kind of a before and after, and you can see that I've taken off the logo and the contact information so you wouldn't be able to tell what client this is, but this is an actual client. I also want to let you know too up front that this is an older ad, but it's a good before and after, and that's why I've included it. But it's an older ad, and it's actually a Yellow Pages ad. And before you shut that down, I know most folks aren't doing much in Yellow Pages anymore, but again, this is just a good example of before and after in how we use that formula of interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. So they made the number 1 mistake this particular client made when they put in their Yellow Pages ad that a lot of people used to make in the Yellow Pages was putting their logo at the very top of the ad. So the name of the company really isn't important, because remember, what we want is we want to interrupt with a headline to grab their attention, and they didn't do that. They also write in this ad, they wrote secure a ton of times here on the left side. They don't really have a subheadline. That's more of a slogan or tagline, and it's in the Yellow Pages, and they've included photos of shredding stuff. So, but again, if you're in the Yellow Pages, you already know that you're looking at shredding companies. So they didn't interrupt with a headline. They didn't grab your attention with a subheadline, and they're taking up so much space with the rest of the ad that they're only left with bullet points here to educate. And that's where they start saying, well, we do on-site, we do off-site, we do locking containers, sounding pretty much like everybody else does. And then they have a few bullet points that we, as a marketing person, I look and say, hey, we can do something with this. Security cleared personnel, Department of Defense, FBI, and Secret Service. Okay. And again, they also do not have any type of an offer. So we changed their ad in the Yellow Pages. We went with just 1 color, and again, this is irrelevant at this point, but we saved a little money just from that. But we went with a headline. Again, we want to interrupt with a headline: 14,247 tons of documents shredded, 0 client files compromised. With a subheadline, that's why we're the only shredding company chosen by the FBI, Defense Department, and the IRS. Now, when you read that subheadline, everyone watching this video probably realizes, well, those are all local offices of those government entities. But a prospect probably isn't going to grasp that because they don't really know. Not that we're trying to deceive them, we're telling them the truth. But what they do more than anything else, rather than put the name of the company at the top of the ad, a headline where a prospect looks at that and says, wow, 14,000 tons. I'm having trouble processing that, but that sounds like a lot. They've never messed up. And wow, the FBI, Defense Department, the IRS use these guys? Wow, that's awesome. So we interrupt with a headline, we engage them with a subheadline, and then in the body copy, not a ton of room in the ad because it's a Yellow Pages ad, but in the body copy, we educated them on the highest security rating. We talked about NAID certification and exactly what that is at the time. And again, this is an older ad that only 1 out of 4 Florida shredding companies had earned this rating. We gave them an on-time or shred for free service guarantee. That if we miss your scheduled appointment, we'll shred for free. And then remember I said I'd like 2 different types of offers, an informational offer and an incentive offer. Well, in the Yellow Pages, you remember your old Yellow Pages days, I'm sure, when you didn't flip through the Yellow Pages to browse and see what was new. When you were picking up the Yellow Pages, you were calling somebody. You had an immediate need. So we forego the informational offer and just went with the incentive offer of the free 30-day trial. So we interrupted with a headline, we engaged with a subheadline, we educate as best we can in the space we have and the body copy of the ad, and we made an offer. That's the type of marketing piece, communication piece that you should be doing, and all of your marketing materials, whether it's a brochure, website, webpage, script, sales letter, postcard, what have you. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Now, other tips for saying it well, if you will, in all your marketing communication pieces, avoid platitudes. Platitudes are those words or phrases that are drearily commonplace and predictable. They lack the power to evoke interest or meaning, and yet they are nevertheless stated as though they were original and significant. And this is what I'm talking about. We offer the highest quality, lowest prices, best service, most professional, etc. I'm not saying that those are necessarily bad things. I'm not sure you want to be at lowest price, but that's entirely up to your business. But there's nothing wrong with highest quality and best service and most professional. But when it becomes a platitude is when you say that and just that and don't quantify it. You've really got to flesh all of these out if you wanted to use highest quality or best service and explain specifically what that is. If you don't, then it comes across as a platitude, and it's noise for people. They just don't hear it. You want to quantify as much as possible. Be very specific. People won't believe you if you use platitudes or speak in general terms. Again, you want to be very specific. So in other words, don't say, we offer a great customer service. That's our top goal, blah, blah, blah. Do say something like, our customer satisfaction rate is 94.7%. And again, you can take that for every single one of the hot button bullet points. You also want to provide evidence. Think of your shredding or REM company as being on trial in your marketplace, which essentially any business is. And you're the lawyer trying to defend your business and convince the jury, your prospects, to give you a favorable verdict. In other words, become a customer. You need to provide evidence to build a real case for choosing your business. So evidence you might want to consider, just go through the list. I mean, you could sit down and say, why would they choose us? What can we show them to prove that we're different, we're better, that we deserve their business? Are there articles written about you or your company? Are there any types of awards? Are you part of associations other than NAID? What about comparison checklists that show how you stack up to industry standards or how you stack up to competitors? Do you have endorsements from high-profile people in your market, testimonials from the same folks? Can you demonstrate your shredding process and any other process? How about examples of savings, performance audits, third-party evaluations, reports, videos, webinars, etc.? Sit down and really brainstorm what type of evidence you can offer to, again, prove that your company deserves their business over somebody else and that you're not just like everybody else. The other thing you want to include is what we call decision facilitating information. People don't want to be, in this day and age, they don't want to be sold to. They want to consider all the options themselves, look at all the information, and before making a decision. So your goal is to provide decision facilitating information so that they can choose the shredding or REM company that's right for them. What you really want to look at is teaching your prospects what to look for and what to look out for. In other words, things to avoid when choosing a shredding or RIM company. Identify the industry standards and show how your company measures up to these standards. If you do it right, they'll choose you over your competitors. Now, are you saying it well? Let's determine if you are, and take what I call our scratch out write-in test. And compare your ad, your brochure, your webpage, etc., to a piece created by one of your competitors, shredding or record storage competitors. And I'm saying apples to apples. So compare your brochure to their brochure, your webpage to their page, your ad to their ad, etc. If you can scratch out your company name on your marketing piece and substitute their company name, and it still works, then you fail to build a real case for choosing your business, because what you're saying is you're really just like the other guy, the other company. And if you are, then let's be honest, you don't deserve more of a lion's share of the business than they do. So you've got to be able to communicate and say it well, how you're different, how you're better at satisfying the standards, and why you deserve their business. Step 3 is saying it often. And what I want to say up front too is don't try something once and give it up. In other words, don't send one email or one postcard or do a blog post and say, well, this didn't work, and just give up. You've got to stay with it a little time and test different things. You've also got to use multiple marketing channels. Don't just try one or two. You want to use multiple channels to get your message out to prospects. And you want to test everything. I will say though, that you make the biggest impact by testing your headlines, the stuff that grabs the attention, and your offers. So if you're going to test something, and you've had some success and you want to try something else, and you're going to change one thing or change something, don't change multiple things at once. Change like one headline or one offer or one thing in the body copy. And you also want to test multiple marketing channels, again, to see what's working and what's not working. So a quick example, Dan Kennedy, a marketing guru, tells the story of a very successful chiropractor who built $1 million a year practice. Whenever anyone asks the chiropractor, hey, what method do you use to attract 30, 50, or even 100 new patients a month, he had a very telling answer. He said, I don't know of one way to attract 100 new patients, but I do know 100 ways to get one new patient, so I use every one of them. It's not enough to have something good to say, in other words, running a great company. And it's not enough to say it well, to write really effective communication pieces that show how you're different and better than the competition, if you don't say it often. Because you've got to say it often in as many marketing channels as possible that make sense for your shredding or RIM company. Now, that's just a quick overview of what our system is, and hopefully that helps you create better and more effective marketing pieces. But we have a 21-step system that we employ for all our shred marketing clients to help them grow their shredding or RIM business. What we do is we do more of an extensive version of what we did now earlier in the video is we meet with a client in a discovery session to determine what competitive advantages they have in their market and how, very specifically, they satisfy each one of the hot buttons of their customers and their prospects. We do customer surveys. We survey their current customers to verify those hot buttons and get testimonials that we can use in our marketing materials. We do competitor analysis. We mystery shop at least 5 competitors in our market to develop sales strategies and to sell against each competitor. And certainly we check out their prices as well. Once we have that information, we can customize marketing tools for our clients. And that's website content, promotional videos, information security magazine, brochures, sales folders, all sorts of call scripts, telemarketing scripts, sales lead sheet, etc. Those are all our marketing tools that we create for our clients. And then obviously everyone's interested in generating more leads. or we have a lead generation program as well where we customize, and everything is certainly customized based on those early discovery sessions and the information we get from each client. We completely customize all the materials. So on the lead generation side, we do 15 postcards, 12 different sales letters. We do, and I'll show you in a second, we do a follow-up email hopper. We'll send out e-newsletters to clients and prospects. We do envelope stuffer, coupons, and doorknob hangers are all available in our lead generation system. I mentioned the follow-up email, hopper emails. We create a customized series of 6 follow-up emails to help convert your prospects into customers. So if for instance, someone called in and wanted a purge quote and they didn't close right then for whatever reason, you could forward that information on to us, and we send them a daily email follow-up to kind of stay in front of them and show them all case building information. We link to some of the videos if we've done those for you, but you can do the same type of thing and just stay in front of them, in front of them, top of mind, so they remember who you are, but show them different aspects of your business in your follow-up. So we do the follow-up email hoppers, and we do a monthly e-newsletter for our prospects and clients too, sending it to their list of prospects and clients. So, and we send those out on a monthly basis, and I'm not going to read these. You can kind of see these for yourself and pause if you really want to read the headlines. But these are the types of articles. We don't do self-serving articles. Occasionally we can sneak one of those in, but you don't want to do articles in a newsletter about, we had a company picnic and lots of people showed up, or Joe is our new salesperson, everybody welcome Joe. You want information that they're going to actually read. When we send out newsletters for our clients, our opt-out rate is less than 5%. And by the way, the majority of the people aren't specifically opting in. We got their business contact information from our clients because they call for a quote or exchange business cards, what have you, and then we put them in our hopper system for the newsletter articles. So, but even with that, it's beneficial information, and it's your company staying in front of them month after month. So. We also do lead generation with Google AdWords, where if you're familiar with Google AdWords, those are the pay-per-click ads on Google. We can set up your campaign. We do a custom landing page. If you're doing your own Google AdWords campaign, by the way, you really should have a custom landing page completely separate from your website, because it converts a lot better than a website, because websites just have too many pages, and a custom landing page is a one-page website where we want them to either call us or fill out the form. And I say us, of course, I mean our clients, because it goes directly to them. But we'll write your ads, we'll split test the ads to continually make them better. We'll select the right keywords, and we track conversions for you, and we quantify all the results with Google AdWords. The great thing about it is you can tell to the exact penny how much you're spending, how many leads you have, how many conversions, whether it's working for you or not. We also have a number of turnkey sales strategies that we share with our clients, from the purge conversion strategy, which is essentially converting purge customers into ongoing service customers. That works really, really well. It's our number one strategy, and I won't read all the different strategies again in the interest of time, but we have 10 different sales strategies that we make available for our clients as well. So, and you should know that they're affordable marketing programs. They start at just $99 a month, so really any shredding or RIM company from startup to market leader can take advantage of what we have to offer. So you should know too, though, that we grant the exclusive rights to our marketing programs to just one shredding or RIM company per market. So if one of your competitors chooses us first, then we won't be able to work with you. So if you'd like more information, we do a free one-on-one webinar with organizations like yours. So if you or another staff member wants to review all the marketing pieces that we've created for shredding and record storage companies since 2005, and also review our specific program options, you can schedule a free webinar. It's really a no-hassle 30-minute deal where we just share the materials and the programs and let you decide whether it makes sense for you. Thanks for watching our webinar. Hopefully this gave you some good information and it will help you to create effective marketing materials. If you have questions about anything, about our programs, services, or you want to schedule a webinar, or again, if you just have some questions that we can help you out with, you can reach me, Jim Sullivan, at jsullivan@shredmarketing.com or at 1-800-584-0936. Again, thanks for watching and good luck with your business.